Do you ever have trouble sleeping or find it hard to turn your mind off before bed? Well, if that's the case, I have great news for you because in today's video, I'm sharing yoga poses and things you can do before bed to get a good night's rest. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Mandy, life cheerleader, and I help others raise their vibration. Now, I'm so excited to have you guys joining me for this very relaxing episode. So many of you have reached out about having trouble sleeping, especially with everything going on in the world right now. So I decided to put together a video including some yoga poses for you guys to do at home to help you get a deeper and better sleep, as well as some of my own tried and true methods and tips on how you guys can have a more blissful slumber at home. Sleep is so important for our overall well-being, especially when it comes to stress. And with everything going on in our world right now, we could use as much stress relief as possible. Not getting enough sleep also makes you more susceptible to getting sick because during sleep, we repair and recharge our bodies. And so when we don't get enough of that, we're basically open more so to getting sick. And considering what we're dealing with right now, we don't want that either. So it's so important to know how to get a good night's sleep. As a certified yoga and meditation instructor, I've seen the dramatic positive effects that both can have on feeling more relaxed and calmer. And that has been both for myself and my students over the years. So I thought that I would share with you guys some of my favorite yoga poses to get you to start feeling more calm and more relaxed before bed. And before I get to that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click that little notification bell so that you'll be informed every single time I upload new footage. And make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode because after I share with you my yoga poses, I'm going to be sharing loads of tips on how you can set yourself up for a successful night's sleep and wake up feeling rejuvenated, recharged, and refreshed. And who doesn't want that? So let's dive right into it. Here's a few items that you might want to have on hand before we get started to do the yoga pose that I'm showing you guys today. So the first one here is just a towel. This one will come in handy for stretching potentially, or if you just want to have it just as something to rest your head on your mat. So a towel, a small towel I should say, can come in handy. It's one item. Of course, we have the standard yoga block. This is absolutely one of my favorite items to have on hand when I'm practicing yoga. This can come in handy for a lot of different poses and postures. It can help with flexibility as well. In the case of today's poses, we're going to be doing ones that are obviously more on the slower, more relaxed side. So sometimes I'll put this either under my shoulder blades or even under my tailbone. There's a lot of great uses for it. So if you have one, it would be good to have on hand for this segment. Another thing that can really help, if you actually have one, is a yoga strap. This comes in handy for obviously helping you stretch a little further, get a little deeper into those deep and delicious stretches. So if you have one on hand, please pull that out. Alrighty, so another thing that can help when we're doing stretching before bed is a pair of socks. Sometimes you might feel a little chilly and your body temperature is dropping, so having a pair of nice little socks on hand is always helpful. All right, another thing going along with the chilly factor is to have a nice little blanket near you. Now, you'll probably find in a lot of yoga classes at the end, sometimes they'll suggest having a blanket or a towel or even just putting a sweater on because when you're still, your body temperature naturally drops. So to have something on hand in case you start getting chilly is always a good rule of thumb. Now I have another blanket here. This one is going to be for a different purpose. If you are lucky enough at home to have a bolster, then that's great. If you don't have a regular yoga bolster, there are a few solutions I'm going to share with you that you probably already have at home. One of them is just to roll a towel and use it for something such as, if you put it under your legs, see how you have a little bit of elevation? This can really come in handy when you're doing certain stretches. So I would suggest either just rolling up, as I said, a blanket like this one, or alternatively, the last thing I'm going to suggest that you have to do these stretches is a nice pillow. This one's super cushy. I actually just got this one at IKEA, to be honest. It wasn't too expensive, and it's good to have a pillow like this on hand because it comes in handy for so many reasons. You can put it under your head to rest your head on it on your mat. You can use this instead of a bolster again. This one's great because you can literally fold it and it becomes a nice little makeshift bolster. You can put this under basically the touch points on your body that rest on the mat typically are under your knees, your tailbone, your shoulder blades, those touch points. And so when you have this underneath that, even if you just lie it like this, it makes it a lot softer. And typically I find that I feel a little bit more relaxed when I'm using something like this. Now, of course, the last item, which is always helpful in any of these, is to have a yoga mat. I love just having a standard comfortable one to use. If you don't have one, it's all good. You don't need a yoga mat for these. One solution you can do if you don't want to lie on the floor is to just simply put a regular towel down. Make sure it's clean, obviously. But aside from that, towel or yoga mat is all you're going to need for today's stretches. And guys, even if you don't have anything that I just mentioned, or you don't want to use any extra props or anything like that for today's session, it's all good. Just use your body and let's get started. All right, now for my favorite part, some deep and delicious stretches that are going to help you get the best night's sleep. So I'm going to be sharing 9 poses with you, and I'm going to be holding each one for at least 20 seconds. Now, you can choose to do this as a sequence together and go through each one and hold it for, say, 20 seconds to a minute. Now, if you want to just take one pose out of this whole sequence and hold it for a longer period of time, please be my guest. This practice is completely meant for you to do whatever you need to do in order to get into your most relaxed state before bed. So let's start. The first pose we're going to be doing is hero pose. Now, in order to do it, all you simply have to do is just sit up, and you just want to close your eyes. Keep breathing. Just release any stress you're holding on to from your day. You can have your hands on your lap like I do, or if you want to just drop your hands to the ground. Keep sinking into your mat or the floor. All right, that's hero pose. The next pose that we're gonna do is child's pose. Now, there's a few variations to this one that we're gonna do. Pick the one that just feels the best. I want every single one of these stretches to just feel deep and delicious. So, child's pose, you want to start. Bring your feet together. You can bring your knees apart about hip distance, and you're just going to sink back into your hips. Now, we were just in hero pose. If you want to just take hero pose and just extend forward, that's totally cool. Personally, I always like putting my knees apart to about hip distance or even wider. If you can, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. And then just lean forward. Place your forehead on your mat. Take a nice breath in and release deeper into your stretch. All right. You can slowly work your way out of this stretch. Come up to a seated position. All right, our next stretch is one of my personal favorite ones. It's going to be upward dog, and this one is going to give you a beautiful, nice stretch in your spinal cord. I love back stretches and inversions, and I just find this one when I do it, it's a very strong pose, but at the same time, when I'm holding it, I actually feel myself start to really get into this calm energy. So let's do it together. So to start, place your hands directly below your shoulders. You want to come into a tabletop. Make sure that your spine is in a nice neutral position, and then you're simply going to just lean into it. Go down all the way to your mat to start, and then you're basically just going to lift up. If you can only lift up this much without bringing any other parts of your body off the mat, great, stay here. If you are more flexible and you have more fluidity in your spine, like I do, you can bring it up. And finally, if you want, you can just bring it all the way up. Keep breathing. Nice job, guys. Bring it all the way down. Slowly. Bring it down to the floor. Come up. Simply lean back. You can even do another child's pose. That one's a good one. All right, this next one, again, can be done on a basic level, or you can amp it up if you happen to be quite flexible. I'm going to show you the basic variation. It is camel pose, and it's actually one of my favorite stretches in all of yoga. It is a heart opener. If y'all are into chakras or, that kind of stuff, it's a beautiful heart opening exercise to do. It also, to me, is just one of the most beautiful postures you can do for relaxation. So I'm going to show you various ways that you can do it. So if you want to begin, you just get into a tabletop like so. You can come back onto your ankles, maybe inch up a little bit so you're in the middle of your mat. And just the regular way you can just do it is just to kind of lean up and back into it. If this is good for you, stay here. If anything at any point is too much, just honor where you are in your body right now. So this is just a basic camel. Now, if you want to go and make it a little more challenging, or you're more flexible like I am, what I tend to like to do is I actually come up onto my knees like so, and then I just reach back and melt into the posture. Slowly start to make your way out of your pose. Come back into a seated position. Beautiful, guys. Very beautiful. And there you have camel pose. All right, this next one is another favorite. I know I have a lot of favorite yoga poses, but can you blame me? I went and I got my yoga instructor certification because I love it so much. All right, guys, this next one is the butterfly fold. Even the name is so pretty. So how to get into this one? Well, there's a few ways. You start by just sitting simply on your gluteus maximus. Word out there for anyone who has not practiced, or just a refresher if you have, make sure that you're actually sitting on your sit bones, which are the little bones right at the bottom and base of your tailbone. So you want to just make sure you're on your sit bones so you have a nice, sturdy, firm foundation. Now, if this is all you can do, if you can only have your legs out this far, it's all good. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be flexible to do this stretch. You just have to be willing to surrender to wherever your body is at. If you're here, stay here. All good. If you can go deeper, you want to bring your feet together and just allow your legs to naturally go down. Now, when you do this, and again, I am quite flexible, so please, no comparisons to what I'm doing. Do whatever your body is telling you to do for yourself today. This is all about relaxing, not stressing out. So all you want to do is bring your feet together. I prefer to bring them in as far as I can. Make sure, again, that you're on your sit bones, your tailbone. And to do a butterfly fold, this is the regular butterfly where you just chill in here. Cool. To do the fold, you just want to lean in as far as you can go. Again, I'm quite flexible, so I can reach the ground. Wherever you feel is your point, that bliss point of resistance versus pushing yourself past an honorable barrier, that's where you want to stay in this pose. So I'm going to go all the way down and take it all the way to the ground, and wherever you're at, let's just hold it together. Keep breathing, releasing any tension. Slowly, let's come out of the posture now. Beautiful, guys. So beautiful. All right. And if you want to just bring your knees together. So good. And there you have the butterfly fold. All right, our next relaxation posture before bed is a supine twist. This is a really beautiful stretch for your spinal cord. And so this is such a deep and delicious one to do right before bed. All right, let's begin. So to begin, you're actually going to get onto your side and lie down. And all you want to do, have your feet out in front of you, hands beside you. You're going to rise with one leg up, and you're going to bring it to the side. I always like to adjust my spine here. I bring it back a little bit. You want to take this arm. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but basically I'm just going to have it lie above me. And you want to bring your leg across and over. You can hold it down with this hand and just slowly bring your head turning towards the opposite side that your knee is bent, and release into the posture. Relax and feel a nice deep stretch throughout your entire tailbone. Keep breathing and relaxing. Very nice, guys. Slowly, let's come back to neutral and center. Bring your leg, head, and arms back to a neutral position on your mat. You can rest your legs down. Beautiful. Next, we're going to do the other side so that we're even on both sides of our body. So you want to bring up your leg. I'm just going to adjust myself for you guys on camera so you can see what I'm doing. Bring this up, bring it across, just like so. And again, I like to usually adjust a little bit here. Make sure that you're honoring your spinal cord, and you're gonna bring that leg in a bent position across. Have this arm lie this way. If you can see, they call this cactus arm for those who are unfamiliar. This arm is going to just rest gently on my knee, and as you see, I'm going to look this way. If you want to close your eyes, feel free. All right, beautiful. Let's slowly make our way back into a neutral position. Just give your body a nice little, I always like giving the body a nice little shake. Come up out of our posture. Beautiful. All right, guys, the next pose is a very, very relaxing one. This one's going to help you to really get your body into a calm state before bed. So this one is the knee to chest pose. You've probably already done this one. If you guys are new to yoga, you might not have even known that it's yoga. Or for those who are yogis, you'll know that you've done this many times in your practice. This one is just super relaxing. So let's do it together. So all you want to do is get onto your back in a nice neutral position, and you're literally just going to bring your knees into your chest as close as you can and give them a nice little hug. I always like to say this one's like giving yourself a nice squeeze or hug. So bring them in, pull them towards you as much as you can, and then just relax into this posture. Keep breathing and picture yourself with each inhale and exhale, relaxing even more. One more breath. And let's come out of it. Bring your hands to your sides, drop your feet down to your mat, and come up to a seated position. Beautiful. That's it. All right, the last pose that I'm going to show you to do before bed is quite literally almost like sleeping. It is the corpse pose. And this one, I guarantee any of you all out there, it doesn't matter how flexible you are, you're gonna be able to do this one. So let's do it together. So to get into this one, all you literally need to do is just get onto your mat, put your legs out and down, and then you just want to gradually come onto your mat fully. Make sure all of your pressure points, your shoulder blades, your pelvis and your tailbone, your knees, your feet, your ankles, all of these, plus your hands are just going to go beside you. Make sure they're all just relaxed. And all you're going to do is literally lie here like a corpse. Take a nice deep breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up. And release, melting into your mat. Let's hold this one for 20 seconds. All right, bring yourself back into the present moment if you happen to be so relaxed that you went somewhere else for a minute. And let's come up together. Just bring your knees up. Let's turn to the side. Gently, gently now. Bring yourself up to a seated position. And there you go. 9 poses that you can do before bed in order to get yourself into a deep relaxation state. I love finding ways to really make myself feel like I am more calm and peaceful, and to tap myself into a state of relaxation, especially in my home sanctuary, and to transition my daytime to my bedtime. And so the following are a number of ways you can feel more relaxed before bed. And just so you know, all of these have been tested and approved by yours truly. So tip number 1 is to take a hot and steamy shower. Now, I don't want to make y'all have some fire going on out there, but the warmth alone really helps me to feel more cozy and peaceful, but also just the metaphor of cleansing your day from your mind and your soul, and also just the steam purifying and relaxing you and your senses and your body. It honestly just puts me into like this transcendental state of warmth and relaxation. Now, a bonus tip is to use a lavender, which is an herb known for its relaxation properties, is to use a lavender body wash or maybe hair care items to also amp up that relaxation state when you're in the shower. Tip number 2 is to have a warm cup of tea right before bed. Now, one caveat to this is to not make it so big that you're gonna have to get up multiple times during the night to have to pee, but a few good teas to go with are ones that are known for natural medicinal properties of tapping into your relaxation state. One kind is chamomile. That's really good to have before bed. Another one that I'm loving right now is a homemade brew that I make, which is fresh ginger, fresh lemon, cinnamon sticks, and then I add just a little dash of cayenne pepper. And this is not only helping me to relax at night, and sometimes you can add honey too, depending on what your preference is before bed. Sometimes honey can actually be too stimulating for some people, so if that's not your thing, cool, but sometimes I find it pretty soothing, so I like to add some. Now, the thing about any of these brews is that the warmth again gets your body to be more relaxed. And the beautiful thing about teas, because they're all natural, majority of the time they also help to boost your immune system. And right now we could use that. So it's a double bonus. All right, so I am a total homebody. Just gonna say it already. I love surrounding myself with things at my home that make me feel comforted and pleasured, and I love things like scents and different types of visual stimulation, all the things that make you feel most comforted at home. So for me, smell is a really big one. I always have tons of candles around, and when it comes to right before bed, there's a few things that I like to use. Now, sometimes you can get beautiful sprays. This one has some lavender in it. This one's a really beautiful one from Sage. This one, sometimes I'll mist it over my bed for a deeper sleep. So that's a really beautiful way to feel more relaxed. I also, this one's a sleep balm. This is lavender and bergamot. So this one, smells so good. I love aromatherapy. So anything that's more of a balm or whatever, sometimes I'll put it under my nose and that helps me to sleep as well. Another popular one that a lot of people use at home are just having incense oils. This, I actually have a diffuser and I'll just put a few drops sometimes before bed and I'll have the lavender fill the air and it's just like, it makes me want to just fall asleep smelling all these beautiful, purifying, relaxing oils. It just feels so good when I do that. And last but not least, for these kinds of items, I actually have going along with the lavender theme. Actually, I just noticed my bra kind of looks like a lavender. I should be a spokesperson for lavender right now, right? No, I'm just joking with y'all. But the last thing I'm going to share with you that really helps me sometimes is an eye pillow. And this one, it actually has, I believe it's either rice or little balls inside of it that are lavender infused. So when I'm sometimes I use this in meditations too, but when we're talking about sleep, when I go to sleep at night, sometimes I'll just literally lie there and I'll put it over and I can smell the lavender and just the weight. It also blocks out all of the light in the room, so it's kind of like a double winner here for products. So this is another one that I would highly suggest if you're having trouble sleeping or you just want to add something new to your routine. Get yourself a little eye bag. All right, another tip for you guys to feel more relaxed and to get a better night's sleep is to take magnesium. Now, I am not a doctor, so for liability's sake, please consult your doctor before taking any natural supplements or herbs. But for myself, in my experience, taking extra magnesium before bed has really helped me to get an amazing night's sleep. Now, I personally like a supplement from a brand called Isogenics. It has a high dosage of magnesium along with a few other natural herbs. If you guys want more info about this, I have put a link below on some of my nutritional programs, and feel free to reach out if you guys want to talk nutrition at any point. I'm happy to do that with y'all. But regardless of the brand, if you are interested in getting a better night's sleep through taking some additional herbs, magnesium could really help you. All right, another way to tap into a more relaxed state before bed and to help you get a good night's sleep is to wear something comfy. I know it sounds so obvious, but I can't tell you the number of times when I've put something on and if I'm not comfortable in what I'm wearing at night, I cannot sleep well. So one thing I love to do before bed, not while I'm in bed, but before bed, especially after I take a nice hot shower, is to slip on some comfy slippers. So there's lots of options you can go with. Sometimes I like to get a little more comfy with these kinds, or I'll just stick these kinds of slippers on, or even a thick pair of reading socks. That always helps me to routinely tap into a more natural state. Another thing you can do is go with more natural materials when it comes to your sleepwear. Cotton is always nice because it allows you to breathe and your skin to breathe if you start sweating and that kind of thing. Just wear whatever you're comfortable wearing. Like, I'll be honest with you, I love and I live some days in my yoga wear and my athletic wear, but I would not find it comfortable to be wearing tights and bras and things like this to bed. I really am much more of a simplistic sleeper. I like minimal clothing and minimal pajama type things that allow me to just breathe and feel more free. So I like to, if I'm going to wear pajamas or anything like that, I really love to go with things that again are made from more natural fibers. Hemp is another great one to go with in terms of clothing. Cotton, I said. There's a ton of different ones. If you guys just, again, Dr. Google, researcher Google, like there's so many options available online. Just find something that works for you. And above all, just make sure you're comfy in whatever you're going to sleep in. Now, this next tip is something that is definitely a work in progress for me, but it is to shut off electronics right before bed. I am so guilty sometimes of checking my phone, or if I'm really in my work zone, sometimes being on my laptop a little later than I probably should be, but that is okay if it's once in a while because it's all about balance. Try to not make it a habit though. Try to get into the healthy habit of shutting things off even a couple of hours if possible before bed, because the longer you are stimulated by electronics, the harder it is for your mind to shut off. And ultimately, we want to just calm our minds, calm our brains before we hit our head to the pillow. So turning those off as early as possible is a really great habit to get into. All right, another habit that I have found to help me feel more relaxed at night, as well as just letting my mind shut off, is journaling. Now, this is a habit that, again, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I do not journal every single night. I do journal every single morning. I find for myself, that's a beautiful way to start my day. I don't always get around to journaling every night, or even reading for that matter, which is another way to sort of help you get into a more relaxed state. But journaling can help you for two reasons. One, it helps to tap you into feeling more calm and peaceful. Like just writing in itself, I find to be very therapeutic. But the other beautiful thing about getting into a habit of journaling is that it allows you to capture any thoughts that are going on in your head that might be preventing you from being able to sleep. So if you have a lot on your mind, use a journal, write it down, literally write it out of your mind, out of your system, get it in here, and then hopefully that will help you to feel a little bit more less stressed to put your head on that pillow and get a good night's sleep. All right, as I mentioned earlier with the eye mask, it's really important to make sure your room is as dark as possible to get the best sleep. That means I typically have nothing that's glowing in my room. All of my electronics, I make sure all the lights are not on, like even those little bits of blues and reds and greens that sometimes electronics have when you even turn them off. I make sure everything is literally shut off. I have pretty thick curtains in my bedroom that allow me to just take out all the sort of light that could be possible to be disrupting my sleep. Another thing that I love doing at night is starting to dim lights. I am a light person. I actually love brightness usually during my day. I love lights being on, but I do love at nighttime to dim the lights, get it into that more relaxed zone. And another thing I love, which I said before, are candles. Now, I'm just gonna light one. Just even the process of lighting one. This one's vanilla. Vanilla is like one of my favorite smells. But anyways, having a little moment here of relaxation amidst the candle and the flame. But candles are a really beautiful way to also help you to feel more relaxed at home. Even just turning the lights out and lighting a few candles, like that always gets me into a more calm, peaceful state of being. So this could help you at night, maybe even just get into the routine of turning the lights out, maybe say an hour before bed, light some candles up, get into that more relaxed state, let your hair out, let your hair down, whatever you need to do, get into your comfy wear, and just start tapping into feeling more peaceful before bed. Okay, so this one I mentioned a little bit prior to with the clothing. Getting yourself and your room, more importantly, into the right temperature is a very important element at getting a good night's sleep. Okay, if you guys notice there's some smoke, I just blew the candle out. So it's going everywhere. It's getting all smoky up in here. Anyways, guys, getting yourself into the proper temperature at night is really important because naturally, when we lie flat, as you saw earlier in the corpse pose, your body naturally starts to go down in temperature. So because of that, we want to make sure that your room is actually a few degrees lower in temperature so that you're basically getting to this nice level temperature within, but also externally. Another rule of thumb that I like to go with is to have layers on your bed. I have a huge, beautiful white duvet, and it's funny, whenever I go to sleep, if I haven't set the temperature properly, a lot of times I'll be really chilly, like I'll be so chilly when I go to sleep at first, but then I'll wake up and I'll literally be sweating sometimes even. I get so hot. It's a really funny thing. So what I've learned to do as a solution is to have an extra blanket that I'll put sometimes on top of me, on top of my duvet cover, and in the middle of the night when I usually tend to wake up, say one time, I will just take the blanket off and then I'm back at a perfect temperature for me to sleep in. Oh, hey, it's you. All right, guys, the next tip, I know that was pretty corny actually, but it's all good. So the next tip is, and you don't need beats to do this, obviously, I just wanted to show you guys some different ways that you could start getting into a relaxation state. Another one, as you see here, that you can do is to practice meditation before bed. Now, I have meditation videos, and I'm gonna put a link for one right below in the description for this video so that you can tap into your natural state state of relaxation through meditation. And here I have my mala beads. I actually really like having something like this because when you use mala beads, typically you have one word that acts, essentially it's your mantra, it acts as an anchor. So even at night, sometimes if you want to just do meditation, whether you have the mala beads or not, you can do a repetitive mantra, something like relax, 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 but obviously slower, so it's more like relax, relax, relax. Or maybe your word of the day is peace. Peace is a beautiful one to roll with if you want to get into a more peaceful state. I don't know what works for you guys, but I like words like that because just even saying them to me starts tapping you into that more relaxation state of being. So meditation would be another tip to help you get more into a calm state of being. All right, another tip that can help you to clear your mind and just shut it off for the day is to write things down. Now, I know I mentioned this earlier with the journal. Journaling is one way you can do this, but okay, I'm a Virgo. I am pretty OCD when it comes to organization, and the one thing that I find sometimes I struggle with at night is if I have a lot to do the next day. What I've started to do is I will literally sit right before bed, not literally right before bed, but sometime during my nighttime routine, I will sit and just make a quick list of what I need to do for the next day and make any special notes. The other thing you can do is literally take action and put your stuff out. Like if I have a really, really early morning for some reason and I have to get ready for something, sometimes I'll even do myself a little favor and I'll just put my things out in an organized way. Yes, I was probably, my mom will joke, there were times as a kid I would put things out for the morning after to get ready for the next day. I was one of those kids. Yes, but it's actually helped me in adulthood because now I feel more relaxed knowing that I am set up for success for my next morning ahead, and I don't even have to think about it. Like I don't have to lay in bed thinking, oh no, did I have everything planned and ready to go? Because I know that I did. So that's another way. Just make sure you're planning for your next day so that you can basically shut off that to-do tab at night. I don't know about you guys, but I'm certainly feeling calmer and, to be honest, like I could nod off right now. But I'm not going to because I have more to share with you guys. I really hope that the yoga and tips help you guys to have a blissful slumber at home. I'd love to know if you end up trying any of these tips, or do you have extra ones you want to add below in the comments? Please do share them because to me, this relationship we have is a give and take as well with the rest of the community that's tuning in. I want you all to be able to give and share lots of different tips and advice with one another as well. So please, if you have your own tips for getting a good night's sleep, leave them in the comments below. All right, that's it for this episode. I hope y'all have a beautiful and blissful slumber this evening. If you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel, and just make sure you hit that little notification bell so you'll be informed each and every time I upload new footage. And I have tons coming up for you guys, so please do. All right, on that positive note, I also just want to mention, if you guys are putting out any positive content, please hit me up on social media at Mandy J. Ross. And if you're sharing my YouTubes or you just want to connect, please do reach out because I do check your messages. I do love being connected with other high vibers out there, and I'm always happy to support what y'all have going on as well. So please do that. And on that positive note, I'm wishing y'all, until next time, a beautiful day. Mwah.